Good morning, it's Alison from Silicon Bullet here, and I want to tell you another top tip to help you to keep your Xero software nice and tidy. I don't see this problem that I'm going to talk about today half as much in Sage as I do in Xero. So I've helped a couple of people tidy up their Xero in the last couple of weeks. And one of the biggest problems we're seeing is that they are double counting their sales. And this might well mean, if you're a VAT registered business, that you're paying too much VAT, and it means that your accounts just look wrong. So what's happening is people are raising sales invoices for their sales. That's great. But when the money comes into the bank through the bank feed, instead of using find and match to match the sales to the invoice, they're actually using create and creating a brand new transaction that's going to sales. Therefore, their sale is in there twice and the invoices are sitting in the sales invoice area as unpaid. Now, I know that sounds daft that people might do that, but what happens if you receive a payment in more than one part? So you might receive a small deposit and then a balance later, or if you just haven't noticed that there's a match there. So the one client is raising an invoice and then receiving a small 10% deposit, and that is what they are entering as a separate transaction. What you actually need to do is go to find a match, find the full invoice that they're paying the deposit for, tick on the left so it's highlighted, and then it will say that you're allocating too much money, and then a little split button appears just to the left of the amount. So say it's a £60 invoice and you've got a £10 deposit, a little box comes up where you can fill out that you've actually received the first £10 of this money, and then you can click OK and reconcile and it matches it correctly. I think what also might sometimes be happening is the payments are received and then the invoice is entered later, so people aren't noticing that the invoices and the payments are there. So my top tip for keeping track of this and making sure you're not making this mistake yourself is always look and find a match to try and find the invoice before you actually do a create to create a new transaction. And when you have gone through and allocated all your receipts to invoices and entered everything in, then go to your invoicing area and look at your outstanding bills and do a review of those and make sure that those bills really are those invoices really are outstanding, and not that you think that they have been paid. Because obviously when you've received everything from the bank and you go to your outstanding invoices area, there should only be invoices in there that haven't been paid. If you know that they've been paid, or there's some invoices in there on old dates, then you know you're doing something wrong. Also, when you go to the find and match, all those invoices that are suggested to you in the bottom area, they are all basically a list of the outstanding invoices. So it might be that if you see some things on there with really old dates that you know aren't outstanding, you know in your Xero that you've got some tidying up to do. You don't want to overstate your sales, pay too much VAT, or it gives you a really unclear idea of what your accounts are. So you want to keep things tidy, and I would say at least monthly do a review to check that what is showing outstanding really is outstanding. So if your Xero has got into a bit of a mess and you know it's not right and you're not quite sure where you're going wrong, then why not arrange a hand-holding session with me? It's Alison Mead at Silicon Bullet. You can find me at siliconbullet.com. You can find Alison Mead at Silicon Bullet on LinkedIn, or if you look for Silicon Bullet YouTube channel, which is what you may be on right now, then you can subscribe and follow to that for more helpful tips. I can help you sort out your Sage or your Xero software and get your bookkeeping much tidier so that you can do it yourself with confidence going forward. Right, that's Alison on her walk on what is going to be a beautiful warm day with her dog Daisy at Selsey Forest in Northamptonshire, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.